Hi guys, how are you all doing today? Welcome to today's class. The only two political parties in Nigeria. This is going to be a very deep teaching, and I would be very grateful if you all can pay attention. The poorest person on earth is that one person who cannot afford to pay attention. So there are only two political parties in Nigeria. Only two political parties in Nigeria. And this is a scripture sermon as well as a perspective of what's really going on in our political space today. So, um, let's. Someone said, not according to INEC, though. In the real world, trust me, INEC doesn't matter. So, let us pray. Someone said, not two, but three, add LP. You guys still don't get the joke. I hope it will not be too late before you get it. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I come before you to thank you for everything you've done for us. I ask for enlightenment. I ask for discernment. I ask for direction, revelation, instruction, O Lord. In Yahushua's name I pray. Lead us to the paths of light. Direct our steps. Let us not be used. Let us not be tools for oppression. Instead, let our enlightenment deliver us. In Yahushua's name I pray. Amen. So, welcome to today's sermon. There are only two political parties in Nigeria. You see, the problem with us is poor people are ruled by sentiments. Maybe let me not say poor people, the masses. You want to activate the masses, just activate their sentiment. It's as easy as that. And many of us are too deep in the box to see what's in the box. You need to be outside the box to see what's inside the box. You are part of the box. I told you a story of a friend of mine, Wale Terror. We're much younger. We go smoke cigar. So after we smoke cigar finish, we can't lick tom tom. We can't the waka go house. Wale can say, she our papa no go catch us if we go smoke cigar. So Wale say, make I blow my breath for his nose. I like, ha, ha. He say, now only tom tom I dey smell. I say, yeah, Wale, you to blow your own. You like, ha, ha. I say, now only tom tom. We can't the waka they go. Now we jam Wale brother. Hear me? As soon as they see us say, when I go smoke Igbo. You see, because the two of us were inside the box, do you need me for anything? Natural Gambia, I'll need you to read scriptures for me if you're available. Yella, do you need me for anything? Do you need me for anything? Oh, yeah. Just give me a few minutes once I'm done. So, if you're available, Natural Gambia, I'd like you to read scriptures for me. So, the two of us could, because we were neck deep in the smoke, we could not smell one another. But someone who was outside the box, we didn't even need to ask him. The moment he smelt us, he knew there was a problem. Let me tell you something. This election was hinged on sentiments. was hinged either on tribal or religious sentiments. And they beat up the sentiment so hard that it became an online bullying session for one party and an offline bullying session for another party that didn't have the online might, but they had the guys on the ground that were ready to wreak havoc. The ones on the ground were blaming the ones on social media for inciting, while the ones on social media were blaming the ones on the ground for fighting, not knowing that the two of you, or the both sets of guys, were activated and were working against their better reasoning. You guys don't get it. I'm going to break it down to you today. You see, let's take a look at Lagos. The moment the discussion came towards Lagos is no man's land sentiment, the Lagosians were activated immediately. How can you tell us our land is no man's land? Now everybody lock up, begin to fight themselves. Pastors in churches were telling you to vote for one certain group. When that group didn't win, instead of them to tell you that their God made mistake, we are sorry, they came and they continued winding the emotions further. But you see, someone said, what started the no man's land talk? So someone said, I'm guilty. I'm not guilty. There's a conversation going on and I contributed to the conversation. And I maintain my stand. Lagos is not no man's land. Lagos is Yoruba land. You can have a completely different perspective and you are welcome to have it. But you see, we have still not gotten to the matter yet. All this is just the muddying of the waters. Because what you guys don't understand is the game is deeper than what you are perceiving, and the battle line has been set. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, share the video, and please buy me gifts. The gifts I'm looking for today are the money gun. I just like that money gun. Help me meet my target, and I'm going to tell everybody to follow you on TikTok. I'm trying to meet my target. Money guns. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze. Click on today's video. Click on today's video. Scroll down on the video and you will see how to buy stars. Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, scroll down to today's video and click on how to buy stars. If you're enjoying the video, you can do that. Now let me continue my story. The Lagos, who owns Lagos, is a conversation. I brought Reno. I brought several people to participate in the conversation. It's not a bad thing for us to have conversations, even if you don't like the conversations, even if you don't like the matter that is being conversed. We have to have these conversations. But you see, at the end of the day, the conversation was geared towards mischievously activating the sentiments of the people. I'll say that again. Mischievously activating the sentiments of the people. And once the people are activated, forget it. Paul Okeke, J. Paul Okeke, I'm going to block you. But before I block you, I'm going to tell you not only how dumb you are, but how dumb the father who had you is, because your father's genes were transferred to you directly or indirectly. How do you mean my conversation helped to spread hate? I clearly said Igbo people are welcome in Lagos and they can even participate in Lagos politics. I said Lagos is Yoruba land. There are Efiks in Lagos, there are Akwa Ibomites in Lagos, there are Igbos in Lagos, there are Hausas in Lagos, there are Fulanis in Lagos. How come it's only one particular set of people that were offended by Lagos is not no man's land? Until we're ready to tell ourselves the truth, we'll continue moving up and down, banging our heads against walls. You see, my problem with you people, especially people like J. Paul Okeke, where in brain don't fry since. And in waka for hot sun, so the small fried egg wey dey in head don't evaporate finish. Fried egg wey suppose dey white, you don't turn brown because you don't fry, can't gum the frying pan wey suppose be the base of his skull. My problem with people like this, koto ganu bi alapande, they don't know be yoni bo ashale jewiri. My problem with people like you is you are the problem because you have been activated. Someone said, clarify him, no insult. Oh, I will insult him and now I'm going to block him. Rapture him out of here. He has been saying this stupidity for the last 4 days. That's why I'm going after him. For the first time, I decided to go after him today. He has been, if you've been watching my live, you will see this clown has been here for the last 4 days talking this nonsense. So because we had a conversation, then automatically it means, so me saying Lagos is Yoruba land is hate. Your brain is as in Akamu better pass your brain. I'm not even saying do not disagree with me. You can say Yoruba is Lagos is Calabar land. It's up to you. I said, and I stand by what I said, geographically and historically, Lagos is Yoruba land. Geography and history are the two facts I quoted. Lagos is landlocked in the middle of Ogun State. Lagos does not share a border with any other state except Yoruba states. The closest state to Lagos is Benin. To get to Benin, you have to pass through Ekiti and Ondo, Ondo and Ogun State to get to Lagos. Another dingbat here is going to be blocked now. Rapture down. Someone says maybe he has not been listening for the last 4 days. He has been looking for trouble. I don't come out and make it go doing stupidity somewhere else. But you see, the problem with these conversations and these extreme levels of emotional activations is they are more dangerous than you realize. Listen, forget about LP, forget about APC, forget about PDP or whatever political persuasions or convictions you have. There are only 2 political parties in Nigeria, and until you get it, you will continue being the tool that they will use. And I'm going to break this down to you scripturally and logically. Forget about APC and PDP. Don't fund this because I'll be here. I have a very good, you know me, I will tell you I warned you. There are 2 political parties, and it is not Muslim or Christian. It is not north or south. It is the haves and the have-nots. There are 2 political parties in Nigeria, the haves and the have-nots, the rich and the poor, you may say, the bourgeoisie or the proletariat, you may suggest. But whether you like it or not, take it from me, there are 2 political parties in this country. And let me break your heart. Once you activate the class for itself, according to Karl Marx, there is a class of itself and a class for itself. Once the class for itself has been activated, there's no going back. Oh. And I'm going to give you examples First of all, let us start with NSAS. Musicians were protesting. The elites were protesting. The street children were protesting. The moment the protest became a riot, it became the poor against the rich. Whether you were at the toll gate from morning to night, whether you danced and you sang and you shared food at the toll gate, the moment the people were activated into the two political parties, and this happens by natural default. The moment the activation occurred, they did not go to demolish the shanties. They turned into Lekki Phase 1 and started breaking people's shops, breaking people's homes, went to ShopRite and started. The Indians had to jump into the next compound and run for their lives. Let me tell you something. You may be LUP, believing your neighbor that is APC is your enemy, because the two of you are operating in a society that has not broken down. The moment that society breaks down, you and your neighbor will be LP and PDP, or LP and APC, become one in the face of the poor. They look at you as the enemy. Whether you share political convictions or persuasions with them or not, the moment they've been activated, the poor look at the rich as their enemies. And the moment that happens, a poor APC or LP will attack a rich APC or LP, because even though they might have the same party convictions, they have been separated by class, and they have been segregated into parties by class. Son of Iyuku is correcting me, said it's not LP, it's LUP. Thank you very much. Whether you are LUP or you are PDP, let me warn you, if you allow this thing to degenerate, the poor man and his poor brother will no longer be LUP and PDP. They will come for you that are driving a nice car. They will come for you that have a nice shop. They will come for you that have nice property. Whether you are their party or not, by nature, by default, by the order of society, they have been placed into a party without knowing, and you have been placed into a party without knowing. The poor always look at the rich as their enemies. Oh, I'm going somewhere. That is the day you will see that a rich Yoruba man and a rich Igbo man are brothers, and a poor Hausa man and a poor Igbo man are brothers. Once the political parties have been created like this, in crisis, you will now realize that that ethnic you are fighting is small. That tribe war you were fighting is small compared to the poverty war, because they will come together and they will face you, and you will say, hey, Igbo Kwenu, and they will say, shut up, you are a thief. And you say, ah, your Odudua. They will say, who is your Odudua? You are a thief. Somebody says we can never be brothers with the Yorubas. Don't worry. Create enough pandemonium. You will see how Igbos and Yorubas will become brothers to attack the rich. Someone says, Daddy Freeze, I don't agree with you. I'll give you a second instance. You see, my problem is I am giving you life lessons. I witnessed them. I was here for NSAS. I saw everything play out. And not only NSAS. Remember the xenophobic attacks? South Africa. It happened. ShopRite is the next bus stop from my house in Lekki. Literally the next bus stop. After my house, na ShopRite. Wetin happen? They fight Nigerians for South Africa. Xenophobia matter came to Nigeria. Nigerians started fighting South Africans. They destroy MTN building, ShopRite, all the properties owned by South Africans. Doesn't make any sense, but it's still, we are still relating it. By the time they got activated, they break windscreen of cars owned by Nigerians inside traffic. They begin the bus shop of Nigeria. They moved away from the cause. Oh, we are fighting against the South Africans who are fighting against us. They started trying to buy Chinese people inside go slow. At that stage, you see, when the two political parties are formed, just know that you are already in the middle of the crisis. It became a rich versus a poor situation. I did not witness what happened in South Africa, but I'm telling you what happened firsthand in Nigeria. Once again, they started looting everything they could. They started with, oh, let's go and fight ShopRite. But you see, the poor man still sees the rich guy as his enemy. So once he has been activated, just go and look at all the people that were looting. You will see Igbo among them. You will see Yoruba among them. You will see Hausa among them. You will see Fulani. You will see every tribe among them. Once that poverty situation has been activated. Yeah, hello? Yes, yes. Yes. Who's this? Okay, how may I help you? Don't call me for advice. I'm in the middle of a live show. Send a text message. If you need advice, send me a text message. I'll schedule a session for you. As in, you call and you pick their call. You think it's some emergency. I'm in the middle of a live session. Hey, Daddy Freeze, sir. Okay, pick my hello, Daddy Freeze. I need. If you talk, as I pick my phone, hello, Daddy Freeze. Please, I need some advice. I'll say no. I cannot advise you now. I'll talk to you later. Hello, Daddy Freeze. How are you? Hey, wait. Guys, let me go back to what I was saying, because what I'm saying, I don't like to hear them. You see, the moment that thing has been activated, a poor Igbo man will see a rich Igbo man as his enemy, and he see a poor Yoruba man as his brother. Let me tell you, you don't want to hear this. I will tell you, and I will remind you if you don't pay close attention. That Igbo that you say is not your brother, forget it. A poor Igbo man and a poor Yoruba man will become brothers by social construct. And they will both face a rich Igbo man as their enemy. Am I connecting with you? Let me break this down to you. According to Karl Marx, Karl Marx spoke about the bourgeoisie and the proletariat conflict. What is bourgeoisie? It's a French word. The bourgeoisie means the middle class, with reference to perceived materialistic values or conventional attitudes. However, according to Karl Marx classifies the bourgeoisie as the capitalists who own most of the society's wealth and the means of production. Let me explain to you. Alan Onyema owns Air Peace. He is a bourgeoisie. He owns the means of production. Tony Elumelu owns UBA, quote and unquote. I stand corrected. He owns the means of production. Mike Adenuga is a bourgeoisie. He owns Globacom. Am I connecting? Bill Gates is a bourgeoisie. He owns Microsoft. He owns the means of production. Yes, classism. Now, in the modern construct, the bourgeoisie no longer means the Mike Adenugas, the Dangotes, and the Bill Gates. It means anyone who is in the active middle class or who has reference to the perceived materialistic views of the society. I'll give you an example. You drive a nice car. You live in Lekki. No, Banana Island is too big. As long as you are not living in the slum, you are not living in Ibacha settlement, you have been stratified into the middle class. And remember, the middle class in Nigeria today is less than 10% of the population. It's between 5 and 10% of the population. That's the middle class. You see, that middle class is a political party. Middle and upper class together is a political party. But 90% belong to a political party that see you as their enemy. You are their problem. The fact that you can afford a brand new car means you are part of the problem. Where are you seeing the money from? Where you they see this money from? Where them no fit see them? You see, in my neighborhood, my neighbors, one of them is into real estate. He buys and sells property. He's doing very well. The other one works in an oil company. He's doing very well. They understand why I can afford a 2022 car. I understand why they can afford the things they can. But the problem is, you can't. I'm not talking about most of you. I'm talking about that 90%. They can't understand it. The other day, I was having a conversation with somebody, and the person says, if only I can earn 1 million naira a month. And I was with my neighbors, and my neighbor, we all looked at ourselves and said, well, 1 million naira a month is poverty. It's not money. Because we know what our expenses are. If I make 1 million naira in a month, I will cry for the rest of that month. See, 1 million naira is all I made in 1 month, 1st to 31st. First to 31st. Meanwhile, that 1 million is what some people earn in 1 year. Because if you earn 80,000 naira a month, in 1 year you'll have earned 960,000 naira. 960,000 naira is still 40,000 naira less than a million. 80,000 naira is double minimum wage. I stand corrected. So you can't understand, you where they live with 80k a month. You cannot understand when somebody says 5 million naira is not money. Now, what you need to understand is those people that earn 80k a month, many of them are not sitting down to calculate the value you are adding. Maybe that's why you're making more money. They just see that you are stealing. It's not possible. You must be stealing money. Government, you must be stealing money from the government. And then you become their enemy. I want to take this a little further, and I want you to work with me. Now, the bourgeoisie. Let's work with Karl Marx. Remember, Karl Marx says the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. The bourgeoisie are the owners of the means of production. Thank you so much, all of you who are sending me gifts. Big shout out to Ifeinwa Tonia Kem. Ifeinwa Tonia Nkem. Thank you so much. God bless you. She sent me 3 money guns. God bless you. Everybody follow Ifeinwa underscore Tonya Nkem. Please follow her on TikTok. I'm going to follow you right back, my darling sister. Thank you for sending me 3 whole money guns. Ifeinwa, God bless you. Omasoma719 also sent me a money gun. Please follow him. I'm looking for money guns on TikTok. Send me those money guns. I appreciate you. I can't believe I have 214 people watching me on TikTok, more than I have on YouTube and Facebook. My TikTok can be so beautiful sometimes. AJ Okoro sent me 100 stars on Facebook. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Guys, if you're loving the message, go to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze. DADDYFREEZE. This is what the page looks like. Scroll down to today's video. You will see me there. That's me right there. DADDYFREEZE. Scroll down. Bottom left hand corner and buy the stars. Come over to Facebook and come and buy my stars. Video on TikTok, and please help me get my target today. Thank you all so much. Look how a comment somebody made here. Imagine Ifeinwa sending Yoruba man gift. This is how you know somebody that has Sheori Buruku Shaleje. This is how you know Anomo Ali. His mother definitely had him for her boyfriend while she was in her father's house. I mean, her husband's house. This is not the son of a father. This is son of a son of a boyfriend. Anyway, let me continue with what I was saying. Let us talk about the bourgeoisie versus the proletariat. Now, according to Karl Marx, the bourgeoisie are the owners of the means of production. Those that own the companies, those that own the land, those that own the things needed for production. And according to Karl Marx, there's always exploitation of the proletariat by the bourgeoisie. So the bourgeoisie are always exploiting the proletariat. That is why a rich man who makes 100 million naira a month will pay his driver minimum wage of 50,000 naira or 40,000 naira a month. He earns 100 million naira a month, but he will not pay his driver 1 million. He will still pay his driver that 50K and use his driver. So, the bourgeoisie are always exploiting the proletariat. A bourgeoisie can afford a son. Imagine the son of a bourgeoisie forcefully sleeps with the daughter of a proletariat. The proletariat father arrests the bourgeoisie son and takes him to police. The bourgeoisie comes and bribes the police. He hires the best lawyers to defend his son. Even when his son is in prison, they'll be giving him special privilege in the prison until he's set free. The proletariat cannot afford the transport money needed to go to the court, let alone the money the son needs as fee. So at the end of the day, what happens is the bourgeoisie exploit the proletariat. They don't pay them well. They overuse them. They cheat them because they have access to the police. They have access to the law enforcement. They have access to political power and economic power. And this leads to alienation. Once the members believe or become aware that they are being exploited, they become a class for itself. And that is when the problem starts. Because guess what? Now the owner of the bank, now they exploit you. But Linda Ikeji, they drive for her brand new range. Because of the perception of what is rich and what is poor, you look at Linda Ikeji as your problem. So the oppression comes to you. Linda Ikeji did not hire you, she did not pay you salary. But because she drives a nice car or lives in a nice house, or because she lives in the same estate as the bourgeoisie live, automatically she becomes your problem. Am I connecting with you? Guys, I need you to work with me. It is not that difficult. K Solo, thank you so much. Everybody, please follow K Solo on TikTok. K Solo, thank you so much for sending me 3 money guns. God bless you, brother. So, the poor have been activated. The proletariat has moved from a class of itself into a class for itself. According to Karl Marx distinguished between a class in itself and a class for itself. A class in itself shares the same relationship with the means of production. Is either you have the means of production or you don't have the means of production. But the social group fully becomes a class when it becomes a class for itself, and at that stage its members have class consciousness and class solidarity. Class solidarity is more powerful than LP solidarity. Class solidarity is more dangerous than APC solidarity. A poor man will see a poor man, irrespective of tribe or religion, as his brother in the war against the rich or what they perceive to be rich. Once the class consciousness has been created, the next stage is class solidarity. They are bonded with such force and such inseparable power that they will stand against anything that they perceive to be in their way. The moment they realize the exploitation, and the exploitation has created the solidarity, the final stage of consciousness has been reached. When they realize that their collective struggle is being hindered by these people. And then they start to move to overthrow the ruling class. And my problem with that is, whether you are ruling or not, whether you own the means of production or not, the moment they perceive you to be bourgeoisie, you become their problem. According to Karl Marx, there are many aspects of a capitalist society that will eventually lead to the proletariat class developing into a class for itself. And once the workers are continuously being exploited, there is only one direction in which we are going, and it is towards trouble. Someone said, Daddy Freeze, no be all poor people not get sense. So let me tell you, let's say rich people, 10% of 200 million is 20 million. Out of those 200 million, half of them, out of that 10%, half gets sense, half no get sense. So 10 million gets sense, 10 million no get sense among the rich. Poor people, out of 200 million, 180 million, 9 be poor people. Half, now 90 million. So if half of 180 million don't have sense, it is dangerous. Because very soon, they are going to begin to drag those ones that have sense to come and fight their battles with them. And if you don't join them, you become a part of the problem. Someone says the worst thing that happens to a man was to group people into class. It breeds hate. Let me tell you, when the people become a class for itself, nobody's classifying anybody. They classify themselves. Why? They begin to share something very, very profound. Class solidarity. We are the cheated. They are cheating us. We are the cheated. They are cheating us. Solidarity. So, the Bible also has many concerns for the wealthy. If you read James chapter 2, if you read from verse 5, it says, listen to me, dear brothers and sisters. Hasn't God chosen the poor in this world to be rich in faith? Aren't they the ones who will inherit the kingdom he promised to those who love him? But you dishonor the poor. Isn't it the rich who oppress you and drag you into the courts? Aren't they the ones who slander Christ, whose noble name you bear? So you need to understand that even biblically, the poor are tried to be catered for because they are always oppressed. Luke chapter 6 verse 25. Woe to you, what sorrow awaits you, you who are fat and prosperous now. For a time of awful hunger awaits you. What sorrow awaits you who laugh now, for your laughing will turn to mourning and sorrow. Luke chapter 12, let's read from verse 13. Ifeanyiwa, God bless you, my lovely sister. Luke chapter 12, verse 13. Then someone called from the crowd, teacher, please tell my brother to divide our father's estate with me. Yahushua replied, friend, who made me a judge over you to decide such matters as these? Beware, guard against every kind of greed. Life is not measured by how much you own. I remember a pastor fighting me the other day. He said, how much does Daddy Freeze have? If a pastor, a man who represents the Nigerian God, is so shallow-brained as to think that the anointing of God is measured according to pockets, the problem is greed has turned into need. And religion, or should I say Christianity, Islam doesn't preach greed as need. Christianity, especially Pentecostalism, preaches greed as need. But here's what Christ said. If you read from verse 16, he said, he told a story. A rich man had a fertile farm that produced the crops, fine crops. He said to himself, what should I do? I don't have room for all my crops. Then he said, I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I'll have room enough to store all my wheat and other goods. I'll sit back and say to myself, my friend, you have enough money stored away for years to come. Now take it easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, you fool, will buy this night. Then who will have everything you worked for? It's very, very, very important. He said a fool stores up earthly wealth but don't have a rich relationship with God. Let's talk right now about the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. What is the bourgeoisie doing apart from storing money for themselves when it comes to the poor? You see, the richer the proletariat gets, the harder it is for the bourgeoisie to make money. The richer they get, the harder it is for them to make money. So they like it when they can keep you poor. But you see, right now, as I speak on these two political parties, the haves and the have-nots, it is the duty of the haves to develop the have-nots, or the have-nots are going to look at them as the problem. Once the class for itself is formed out of solidarity, then they begin to have a common enemy. Solidarity is like LP people believe APC people are their enemies. APC people believe LP people are their enemies. Wait until it's set. That's when you realize that neither APC nor LP matter. What matters is social solidarity according to financial status. And if we continue right now, I understand the society. I studied the society for 4 years in the university. If you add extra years, it will reach like 5 years. And there's something I understand about the society, and I'm worried now. The time we are using to fight who is supposed to be in power or who is not supposed to be in power is really, really dangerous. Because right now, whoever is in power needs to start working and start reducing the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Because the only solution to the problem I have presented is the gap between the haves and the have-nots being closed. Once the gap closes, the natural instinct of the people to be segregated by class, separated by class, is going to dwindle. But the more that gap increases, how is it increasing? No naira available, fuel prices going up, no foreign investment, we are not selling as much oil as we should, corruption. As long as these continue to be the order of the day, without knowing, unwittingly, the class is being created. Right now, it's a class in itself. If we are not careful, it will be activated into a class for itself, and by that stage, it is too late. It's like metastasized cancer. Once we get into that mood, there's really nothing you can do. Someone says having a classless society is a mirage. That gap is almost totally closed in the UK. That gap is almost totally closed in the UK. There are many countries in the world where that gap doesn't exist. That gap between the rich and the poor, to the point where the poor can form a class for itself. It doesn't exist in any developed country. Buchi says, now just to highlight problem, there's some normal daddy freeze pattern. You see, my problem with you, Buchi, is you no get sense. So make I just rapture you come out here. You know their type. They come to complain. Star they cannot buy. Money gun they cannot buy. They just useless. Not get anything with it they do. Someone said it does exist. You cannot compare it to Nigeria. The gap exists, but you can. That's why I did not mention USA. I'm talking about Europe, Canada, UK, not USA. Now, what is the way forward? The way forward is for the government to begin to work immediately. They are wasting too much time. They need to start creating opportunities for the poor to be able to solve their financial problems. They need to begin nation building on a scale where the poor are being considered, and this needs to be done very quickly. This needs to be done fast. All of you that are fighting over one party, one election, one party, you are not seeing the problem. And you see, that's the danger. the bomb is ticking. By the time it gets to 10, 9, there's little you can do but run. Right now, you can still begin to look for which wire. Hey, once it don't reach 10, 9, not to run. Run from it as far as you can. That's the best you can do. Just run. Right now, we are busy fighting over what's not important. What we should begin to do is demand for this nation to be built. That's the first step. Because una know they see waiting the ground. You are not seeing the problem. You are too busy fighting a race, tribe, political party, what is it called? Battle. Yeah. Yes. Who? Yeah, Lara, let me call you in a minute, Joe Mabino. Someone says, have we not been demanding for a better country? Let me explain what you've been doing. Your wife, they flat for up and down, and you are demanding for a curvy wife. You don't know where they do the surgery. You have been demanding in the wrong places. No political party can save Nigeria. No president can save Nigeria. None. Whoever is in power needs to understand the pressure of the poor, what they are going through. That's the issue. Not what you've been demanding for is you want a certain person to be in power. Or a section of the society want a certain person, while another section want another person, while another. You people are going as in. It be like aeroplane will give you problem for 35,000 feet. One engine fail. Una come be they fight on who go on the engine. And that plane begin to descend. By 10,000 feet, much hope is lost. What you are supposed to quickly do for 35,000 feet when you are fighting on who is going to switch off the engine? That's what you are fighting about. Switch the engine on, off already. Someone needs to work, that's all. You are fighting over who should work. Someone says Nigeria will never be better. The president is a so blah 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 blah. Baba, you have someone said Peter Obi will work. The time that you are using to allow those in power now to work, if you use it to bring Peter Obi, by the time Peter Obi comes into power, there will be nothing left to work with. I can guarantee you. Peter Obi has a good chance. Let him go and fight in the courts. In the meantime, let this nation start working. So that 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, 3 days down the line, any day Peter Obi gets his mandate back, he can come and continue. But if you are sitting down waiting for Peter Obi to work, by the time he gets into power, let me tell you, a plane that has a nose down attitude at 5,000 feet, the highest pilot trainer in this world cannot save it. Once that plane don't enter nose down, and it is traveling at a very high velocity, and it is at 5,000 feet, no genius can save the plane again. Listen to what somebody is saying. You are becoming very listen, think big concepts. Let me pin his comment just so you guys can understand the kind of buffoons I have to deal with. You are becoming very violent now. Since after you were provoked on governorship election, make your explanation as Daddy Freeze we know. Violent how? All of you saying Nigeria no fit work, Nigeria no fit work. Let me tell you something here. May God not give you problem. You will beg for Buhari. You will beg for Tinubu. Make Nigeria no go enter problem where they try plan for. Hey. Anyway, me I go just dey wherever I dey. I go to tell you, I say I warned you. I warned you. Make una dey careful. No cause waiting go make una dey pray. Say Buhari come back and rule this. You una go dey pray. Una go to hear race kelebe haskaraba. Oh, Buhari return to power in the name, oh res kelaga abaras terege. I pray for you every day that you do not allow Nigeria to disintegrate into where they want. Because let me tell you something. No matter how bad the situation is, some people will profit from it. Yoruba people say, "Tomba gunyon no ewe, ton sebe no ekwe epa. Eni to ma yo." If they pound yam in a small leaf and they cook soup in a granite shell, those who go chop belleful go chop belleful. Oh. Don't let them deceive you. Don't let them to use you to fight their personal battles. Our issue is Nigeria needs to be fixed, and now. What FFK said, I condemn. I like FFK as a person, but I don't support, and I will never support what he said. FFK, in my humble opinion, needs to apologize. That statement was too hot. It don't reach like that. FFK needs to apologize for that statement. That's my humble opinion. I like him as a person. I consider him a very brilliant man. But you see, that level that he descended to in attacking those people is too much. Please. Someone says you are complaining to the wrong people. Everybody is listening. I got a message from the vulcanizer. He said, my Oga evening, sir. Now maybe the fogger way they do your tire for Chisco. Oga, thank you. Them say you don't blow me. Oh. Everybody tell me, say you post me for your page. Oga, thank you. I don't blow. No forget to make your people smile. Oh. Make they patronize me. If vulcanizer that I put, if you go to my page, you see the vulcanizer guy. Send me message saying don't blow. So everybody they see am for Facebook. Come be matter way important like this. Where 600 people they watch. Right now as I'm talking to you, there are 602 people watching on Instagram, 170 on TikTok, 169 on YouTube, 120 on Facebook. And you are telling me that those who need to see have not seen? FFK is very intelligent. I can't take that away from him. But you see, anybody that was supporting any form of instigation against a people or a tribe or a party, I stand against electoral violence. I stand against coercion of voters. I stand against all those things. But while we are fighting these little battles here, the main battle is becoming more and more prominent. And that is the looming battle between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. As the proletariat is being activated into a class for itself, with many dire consequences. This nation needs to be built up now. That is my message to you in summary, in a nutshell. This message needs to get to you. This nation cannot continue like this. I take 3 questions and answers. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching on Facebook. Agi Okoro, thank you so much. You'll not believe this. Chuku sent me 50 stars. Agi Okoro sent me 100 stars. The 2 people that sent me stars on Facebook are Igbos. 2 people that sent me stars on TikTok. The person that sent me the most stars, Ifeinwa Tonia Nkem, another Igbo girl. Then Omas 719. Omas be like worry. So out of 4 people that have sent me gifts today, 3 are Igbos. What does that mean? It means the Igbo community appreciates me and I appreciate them. The main Igbo community, I love them. I appreciate them. Watch my live. You will see lots and lots of Igbo people. Let's not make this an Igbo Yoruba fight. This one said, listen to me. Listen to this clod pit. This utter dingbat. He said he wasted his time watching me. Waste as in waste. In waste in time. Shey you see say, this pikin na the kind pikin wey on 8 days after they born the pikin. Na the goat wey they suppose you do the naming ceremony, na they give the name. They go look the pikin, look the goat wey they want slaughter for the naming ceremony. Go, instead of make them name the pikin, they go come name the goat. Na so this one take be. But Banla Okponu, a koala bear. I dey tell you people, you know as koala bear take stupid. A koala bear is so dense that it can only recognize its food, which is the eucalyptus leaves on a eucalyptus tree. Once you don't pluck the eucalyptus leaves, come out the tree, and you give it to the koala bear like this, it cannot recognize it as food again. So a koala bear will starve and die in a room filled with eucalyptus leaves. As long as the eucalyptus leaves are not on the tree, it can no longer identify them. So what people that rear koala bear in the zoo do is, if the leaf falls to the ground, they have to gum it back to the tree, because if the leaf is not on the tree, the koala bear cannot recognize his own food. That is the equivalent of some people that are roaming on this Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Please help me reach my target on TikTok. Thank you so much, Ifunaya. Ifunaya, I followed you back. Anybody who helps me reach my target, I will follow you on TikTok. Send me your gifts. I'm looking for the highest gifter. Thank you, Nwaki. Thank you so much. Koala is Koala. Koala. Just Google koala bear stupid. Just type those 2 words of that sentence. My son is half Igbo. How can I be tribal against a tribe that my son is from? Ifeinwa, God bless you. Another TikTok money gone. I find what to try. She too try. So anyone, do you have any questions? Do you have any question? Who wants to join me live? Ask me any question. Who wants to join me live? Hello, brother. You are showing me your silly, no? I have to remove him. Sorry. You have any questions? Please feel free to join me live. While we're waiting for people, I have someone I want to talk about. Send me a request if you want to join. Uchford. Okay. All right. Uche, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I'm on the road. I'm fixing my car somewhere on the road, so you might be hearing the sound of cars and stuff.
No problem. Where are
Quick
you?
one. I'm in California.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah. So quick one. I just want to commend you for everything you've been doing. You know, as much as you have a lot of people that are not happy with what you've been saying or what you've been doing, we are happy with you. I'm an Igbo guy. I grew up in Lagos. Everything about me was in Lagos. I hardly go back to my village though. I speak more of Yoruba than Igbo. And apparently, I'm married to an Igbo lady, you know. I'm married to a lady from Ondo State. So, yeah. So, even my daughter's first name is Yoruba. Her name is Mojibayo. This election has opened a lot of things that has been hidden in our society. You know, it has made me to know that a lot of people, you just see them putting on designers and everything, but they have nothing upstairs. You know, and you see them posting things, creating some kind of narratives that are not even supposed to be, like the tribal thing. It got to a stage I had to start telling a lot of my people that you mind what you post because you don't know who is seeing those things and is acting on it. You know, I mean, everybody knows Lagos is a Yoruba land. Everybody knows, despite the fact that the first set of people that settled there were warriors and whatever. But we all know geographically, it is a Yoruba land. So what is the fuse about the whole thing? These politicians, they just know how to get people. They are promoting that narrative just like create some kind of division among us and to create fear among people. You know, it's so sad that a lot of intellectuals are allowing this thing to thrive by even promoting all this narrative. You see churches, you see some pastors promoting the same thing. You know, politics is not a do or die affair. I'm an OB supporter, but that was it. The only reason why I keep telling people that the only reason why I don't support Asiwaju is because of his health. Aside from his health, Asiwaju, I grew up in Lagos and I saw what he did. You know, if for one thing, I would thank him for what he did in Babbage. Could you remember at that time a lot of people were selling their properties because of the Babbage thing? You know, he found a lasting solution to it. So a lot of things that he has done. He's the first person that created the politics of inclusiveness in Nigeria. He's the only one that has an Igbo man in his cabinet. And the man actually is a pastor in my former church, in Redeem. Pastor John Bourgeoisie. He was the commissioner for strategic and something planning in Lagos State at that time. Because of his work in Lagos State, Tinubu recommended him to Buhari. He's in the federal place now. He's doing it federally now. I mean, I understand a lot of people say a lot of things. I'm an Igbo guy, and I will tell you the fact. The same thing cannot happen in the Igbo states. How many commissioners have you seen of another tribe in Ebola? It's sad. It's sad. I mean, we all know all this. The Yorubas are the most welcoming tribe in the whole of Nigeria, no doubt about it. I have 95% of my friends are Yorubas. But when I now see the same Yorubas, some of them trying to get at Igbo, I'll be like, are you guys okay? You're just allowing these politicians to use you against each other, you know? Aside from Ben Akabose, we had Joe Ibokwe. There was a time Joe Ibokwe was in the nation of Lagos State. You know, we shouldn't allow politicians to just create all this kind of nonsense narratives that will make us fight each other. You know?
Absolutely.
So sad.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Sad, man. Thank you for what you've been doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
We are all behind you. We are behind you. Trust me.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you so much. You're all welcome to my live. You can still wait while I bring in the next set of people. Well said, brother. Abel, can we see your face? Abel, you don't join, no? Can you imagine? All right, guys. I think we're having problem with people joining. I think I should end here. Nero P, I'm bringing them back. Okay, so brother, go ahead. Brother, go ahead. I can't hear audio. Anyway, I think this is as far. I can't hear you. You are muted. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all your gifts and love. I'm going to come back later on tonight. All right, brother. Thank you so much. And you too. Take care and God bless.